So hello everyone. I would have liked to start the video a bit more normally, but I got
As
sacked.
which I decided to level up 40 since the only other weapon that I would probably use is Mapamari, and I don't think I can get it unless I get like the free like blade from liyue or from one of the trans domains, which I don't think I'll be lucky to get. So, as I said previously, aka during the first video's intro, I'm able to unlock domains for EXP even if I can't unlock them. But don't worry, I do not really front this domain that much, and you will know later on as well why I don't do it. It's because the enemies are way higher level than me, and Ifa's boss is a bit of a pain in the ass, and so I haven't really leveled him up. Also, I'm not at AR 25, so I can't level him up either ways. But each enemy takes like one whole skill rotation to kill, which is just so much longer. By the way, you just saw me hitting the current damage high of 1k. I was really surprised that he was hitting 1k, but I don't really know if 1k is good or not. Either ways, I am already struggling at this domain, which is a very embarrassing for me. Like, I know, bro, like the hydro slimes are just so tanky. Yikes. So I left the domain and decided that, you know what, I'll try it on the lower level first and then do it, which I did do. But you don't really want to see me grind through more hydro slimes now, do you? So let's try this intro again. Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing fine and hope all of your days are going well, and maybe this video will make it a bit better or worse, I don't know. So again, let's begin with the challenge. This is the second part of IFA only, and I'm happy that all of you clicked on this video. So let's begin. We start Act 1 by talking to 3 random NPCs who basically all just say that Venti sucks and Rex Lapis is the GOAT. I don't know how much I agree to that, but yeah. We then go to Yujing Terrace for the Rite of Descension, pray to these random 2 shrines for some unknown reason. I know it probably mentions them in the dialogue, but I didn't pay attention to them. I mean, I did the first time, but not the second, third, fourth time. So after Rex Lapis falls and dies, Ningguang decides that it's an assassination and not just old age. I mean, I know Rex Lapis is immortal, but like, it has to be some other way. Because you're telling me that Rex Lapis lived for like thousands of years but was assassinated at the Rite of Descension? After stealthing across, we almost get caught. I don't know how they didn't hear me sprinting across but heard me stepping on paper. We get to the iconic coastline. After Child absolutely dogs on the village soldiers, he tells us to come at Northern Bank, where he gives us the sigil of permissions and tells us to go to the 3 adepti. After regretting my choices of not activating all the teleport waypoints when going to Natlan, I decide to go on a little trek through the hills so that I can unlock the main statue of the 7 and unlock all the stuff on the way. After definitely not getting distracted multiple multiple times, I do not know why I decided to fight this pyro abyss mage. I had no reason. I unlocked the statue of the 7 nearest to the thingy and decided that I would logically get to the Virgin Jade Chamber first instead of completing this Archon quest. Like, dude, come on, bro. Even I'm getting mad at like me getting distracted. After rotating these 2 birds, I get to the Virgin Jade Chamber and see the most beautiful sight any Genshin player can see, and finally continue with Act 1 of Liyue. We meet up with the deer and then we fought with some Lilith soldiers who surprisingly caught up to me, even though I was definitely not going out on the safest route and also not the most plausible route to, have 20 soldiers following you without the person noticing at all. We then make food for Cloud Retainer, whose mountain I've already unlocked due to the bird situation. In the domain, I climb the tree just for fun, even though you definitely don't need to. But then I just fly through with Aoife because I ain't gonna do the whole thing about running up the tree and then flying off from it instead when I can just fly. After meeting up with Cloud Returner in the definitely not intended time, we then finally go to Mountain Shaper. In this case, I'm using Yanfei because Ifa can physically not break the rocks. So I thought it would be kind of poetic to, use a catalyst user just because Ifa is a catalyst. I was also trying to test out like a theory that said that if you unlock the guy before the cutscene at the top, you don't have to go do the cutscene at the top. And I just wanted to check it out. I know if it didn't happen, then I probably would have had to wait like 12 more hours. But I feel like I could have lived through that. But thankfully, the guy was in this amber and I didn't have to, wait extra 12 hours. Fun fact, he was actually pretty close to the top of the mountain. So either he thinks that his brother is so stupid that even if he got caught, only he can climb 2 stairs without getting caught himself, or he thought that the mountain was much more bigger than it is. I don't know which one it is. You guys can figure it out on your own.
Rex Lapis assassinated? At the rite of dissension?
After that voice line, we go to Wangshu Inn and meet up with an emo. Get it? Animo? Because of that terrible joke, Dusty Ming makes us fight a ruin hunter who was pretty easy on the air but really difficult on the ground. Also, I'm sorry that most of the view is getting blocked by the trees. It's not really my fault that there's so many trees. The main reason I say that it was pretty easy on the sky is because it can't really hurt you if you're also flying with it. So its only real moves were like the missiles when I was on the ground, and they do a lot of damage, but it's so infrequent that it really doesn't matter with Ifa's constant healing. After that, we tell this already depressed person that his father figure died, who was the only other person that he cared about aside from his other friends who already died, which totally didn't spoil his very favorite meal. After ruining the day of 3 adapters, we finally complete Act 1 of liyue, and now have to start the grind to Act 2 of liyue. Act 2 is mainly like just the cooking pot, so I wouldn't really go too much in detail about it, and it'll mainly be about the grinding to get there, because trust me, the grinding sucked. To get to AR25, I fought this domain with the stone lava churl and 2 pyro abyss mages, which I honestly thought would be more, scarier and longer, but it was pretty short and not really that scary. Maybe because Aoife could heal and I'm allowing the use of healing food specifically for this domain, even though I didn't use. I am also allowing the use of healing food for his boss, not any for like the Archon quest, but anything aside from that, I'm allowing it. Speaking of Aoife's boss, this guy was a pain to deal with. Like, oh my god, it took so long. It was the only enemy, I think, that I have died to that is not a lava churl or isn't completely over leveled. I died to it not once, not but 3 whole times, which may not sound like a whole lot because it isn't. The main problem with this boss is that I do so little damage to its health bar that each attempt takes so long. Like, even a little bit of its health bar takes me like multiple rotations, which isn't that horrible, but it's bad because the boss also does so much damage back to me. I don't really know about its pattern since I've never fought it before, and I need to use pyro to decrease its resistance so that I can deal more damage, but I can't use pyro because this is a Aoife only challenge. The main problem with this boss is how long it takes, and there isn't even anything interesting happening. It's just the same 3 moves over and over again. I'm cutting the footage because it honestly takes so much time, and I'm just here to show you the lag, because of course it's lagging even at a time like this. And yes, obviously I had multiple crash outs. You may be like, maybe you should burn the grass around its area to maybe, get a better damage. But I mean, I feel like I'm so tuned into its like regular move set that even if I change it, I feel like I'll just get hit and die faster, and most of the times I can't even change it. So I feel like I shouldn't really do it. Plus, I don't think I can consistently do it. Anyways, after that, and a horrible 30 minutes of my life, I swear to God, it feels longer, but still, wasting 30 minutes on a boss fight is not something I do wanna do multiple times. So I'd really wish if I could get double drops here. Please, God, please. After having a bit of a rage quit moment, I refight the boss off camera because I did not feel like recording, because recording makes my phone lag like all hell. As it is a new day, I do multiple ley line because I kind of need EXP books. I don't know if I need them, but I think I should get them either ways. Also, fun fact that I've realized about Ifa's damage. He does like an okay amount of damage with his skill, but his ult hits like a truck. Like the other day, I got like a damage high of like 2000 on his talent domain, and I know it gives a crit damage buff, but still hitting 2000 at level 40 is kind of insane, if you ask me. After farming all available ley lines, I finally claim all of my commissions and reach AR 25. With reaching AR level 25, I unlock a mode that I will definitely do. I murder some baby saurians and pick up what I think are flowers. We finally start Act 2, or not, I guess. Technical difficulties aside, we finally get to the one and only important part about Act 2, the cooking part. After that disappointing performance, we meet up with you know, the NPC in liyue Act 2.
Consistent rhythm. Keep going until the juices start to come out.
Ma'am, you cannot be saying that to someone who just turned 5. And I forgot that I was actually wrong because I completely forgot about the cooking pot. Like, I do not know how I forgot about it. I think I thought that it was in Act 3 instead of Act 2, but aside from that, I have really no excuse, as in Act 2, there's surprisingly two interesting things, which I know is such a mind blower. Anyways, the enemies are just slime, so it's not really hard. The only real enemy was the Geo Slime, which was annoying, but like after fighting Aoife's boss so many times, I was kinda used to seeing no damage done by the skill. After a whole 2 minutes of this fight, I finally, after using my ult, killed this Geo Slime, which was honestly more tough than Davalan if I'm being completely honest with you. Now, I did say there were only two important things in Act 2, but I again forgot about the Guizhong Ballista.
Embarrassing!
Moving on from that, we fight the treasure hoarders here, which were of absolutely no issue since it was raining heavily. Like, Aoife gets such a big damage buff with like hydro swirls and stuff. After that, we go on our date with Zhongli, in which we listen to old people stuff. After Zhongli gets caught by Chris Hansen as he was trying to go on a date with a 5-year-old, we finish Act 2 of liyue and now can start grinding till AR 20. After easily clearing the Ascension domain, got a Faruzan from one of the pulls, and seeing as I don't have her in my main account, I decided to play around a little bit because I just wanted to know what her playstyle was. After goofing around for a bit, I finally remove Faruzan from my party and start to grind for Ifa's talent and weapon level up material, since his weapon was still only at level 40. After defeating multiple ruin guards and ruin hunters, I decided that it is final time that I should start Diluc's quest, simply because he would block the Dainsleif quest later on, and I need that to complete the story. So I'm going to skip over this quest mainly, aside from the fighting sections, because like, who cares? You guys know the story of Diluc's quest, and it's not really the main focus of the video. I just came in here to comment about the whole situation with this whole quest, because like, Diluc didn't even question like why we were running around searching for someone. And I wanted to show you guys that I didn't use any other character for those hilichurl fights, which I mean, I obviously didn't, and I don't think I need to show you every single footage of slimes and stuff. I'm popping back in to say that I realized that there was actually a better weapon for Ifa aside from, sacrificial fragments, because I thought Mappa Mare could only be accessed from Blaze, which I could only get from Trounce domains and Still Exchange, and I didn't really want to grind in like liyue like for 225 sigils, so I just thought I'd never get it. But surprisingly, you get a free catalyst blade from the adventurer's handbook, so I can actually make the map amari. Would I use it? Probably. Like, it is the better weapon since I can actually use its secondary effect aside from like sacrificial fragments, because I cannot even use its effect. But getting Mappa Mario would also require me to mine rocks, which I cannot do as a catalyst user. Or I could just use the expedition features to get the chunks required for, ascending Mappa Mario and getting it in the first place, which would take longer, but I think that's what I'll do, since it'll probably make Inazuma and Sumeru and Fontaine and Atlan just a lot easier, since swirls already do a lot of damage. Now time for the only interesting enemy in this whole domain, the Hydro Abyss Mage, which was extremely easy since Anemo also shreds through like Hydro Abyss shields and any Abyss shields in general, but like, it does specifically well if there's like another element. So I was hoping it would be a cryo one, but it's actually a hydro one. But since the electro enemy didn't spawn like earlier, I can get free swirls, which helped out a lot in Ifa's damage. Later on, I bought the mist flowers from the shop in liyue so that I can get the quest done without actually having to use a pyro character. Now in time for the second most important fight in this whole story quest, the first one being the domain. We get to fight these well, I mean, Diluc is clearing those right now, but after this cutscene we get to fight a cryo abyss mage and three hilichurls. The cryo abyss mage was stuck doing this thing, so I easily killed. And after that was just a bunch of hilichurls and a hydro abyss mage, which was also very easy. Now time for a bit more grinding, as I grinded Ifa's talent domains and his boss. But I got bored and left it and started Amber's quest instead, cause this boss sucks. So now it's time for, as you guessed it, some more useless hilichurls and random treasure hoarder fights. Before I get to the main domain, in which I have to fight, drum roll please, more treasure hoarders and hilichurls. Yippee!
If you listen carefully, the wind says I will make it.
After Amber makes it, because the wind said that she'll make it, I get respawned like halfway across the domain, and which is pretty worth it for me because I wanted to get the clip. Anyways, I found more weird ways to do this domain and finally decided to actually do the domain in the correct way. Following that, we finally complete Amber's story quest. I still had a bit of EXP to get through before, you know, getting to AR 28, so I just opened some random shrines there and decided that maybe I should do like, Razor's story quest. But then I remember that we have to fight Andreas, who is animo immune, and I don't currently wanna do that because I don't have the eye of perception. And I also wanna ask your guys' opinion. Like, if I don't get the eye of perception, will you guys allow me to use like a sword, polearm, or claymore, or anyone else to clear the boss fight? Because currently I have no one else in this account leveled up even a little bit. So let's see. Hope that will figure itself out. So comment that, if you guys are fine with me using another character. Like, even if you guys are or not, I would have to just postpone this challenge up until the eye of perception is on banner, so that I can maybe get it. But I'm an FTP and I don't really want to pull, so if I don't get it, then the challenge will just be like stopped until I get it. After giving this guy his chicken madam, we finally reach AR28 and can start with Act 3 of liyue. On my way, I bully some villager. As you can probably expect from an anime catalyst user, Aoife was easily able to activate the windmill mechanism and get to the small floating island. If you're wondering why there wasn't a chest there, it's because Aoife could, just easily fly up from the tree, and I did that, but I didn't get the quest to unlock, so yeah, whatever. After our easy fight with the Millilith soldiers, we meet up with the first character that I did a solo challenge with, Kaching. Yeah, I did the first challenge with Kaching, and she is currently in Fontaine. I didn't record the first few, Archon quests, so I don't know if you guys would want to see it, but I could, show it to you if you'd want to see it. Like, Kaching was my first, solo challenge. She's also my favorite standard character, and I don't have her built in my main account since I only got her pretty recently. I know I went on a little rant there, but moving on from that, we finally meet up with Ningguang and introduce ourselves.
Hi guys, my name's Aoife, and I just turned 5.
After that, we sneak into the Fatui's secret base and know about their plan to resurrect Ozile. Because of that, now obviously we have to, sing to some flowers instead of, I know I said two times. In all seriousness, I know that it was because the traveler and Paimon didn't know anything and didn't know what to do. But I'm kind of surprised that if I was able to, easily kill those whopper flowers. Like, I thought they would be much more problematic than they were. Now it's time for another guy that I thought would be much more problematic than he actually was. Since if I was just, easily able to dodge all of his attacks and deal out a decent amount of damage with each of his shots, like 420 per hit isn't that bad, right? The main reason I was worried about Child was not because I was worried about Child, I was just worried about Osile. Since if you didn't know, I have never beaten that fight like completely. In my main account, I couldn't do it. I was new, don't judge me. And in my Kaching only, I died. In my Varka only, I also died. And now this is the third time I'm doing it, and I don't really know if I will be able to live or not. After Child's incredible Sailor Moon transformation, we fight him in another very easy phase. By the way, the new damage high that you just saw was around like 1600, but I did get a buffed damage high in Aoife's talent domain, which was around 2000. So, if you guys really want to know the damage, I'm gonna tell you, but I'm not gonna highlight it because I feel like saying damage high just makes a bit weird and I don't really know how to zoom in VN. Moving aside from my own skill issue, this child fight was, as you could expect, just a bit long but not really hard. But something that was long and hard? Yep, you're correct. The Osile fight. I may be the only one to ever struggle in this fight, But the main reason I struggled in this fight was because I have, you know what to say, PTSD from not being able to do this in three different accounts. Like in my main account, I don't really have an excuse for it aside from me just being new and not knowing how things worked. In Kaching only, she was just so frail that like those water droplets just killed her a lot of times. So I had to, move aside from my original playstyle, which was just teleportation, and use the charge attack detonation playstyle, which I didn't really like. Then in Varka only, I genuinely don't even have an excuse aside from the fact that the ping was really bad since it was an America server and not Asia server. This specific fight was definitely the most stressful one of all of them because this stupid son of a gun would keep on healing the electro hammers, which already do a lot of damage, and now this monolith is already about to be dangered. And the only reason I survived against these guys was because of the Madam Ping buff. Aside from that, everything else was easy after this. Since after the buffs, everything is easy since I get healing, damage, and speed, so it just becomes extremely easy. In the end, though, somehow I didn't end up with any ballista over like 50% damage taken. Of course, the middle one was at 50%, but like, I mean, the ballista was at 54 HP when the electro hammers died. So the fact that it only took like 4% more damage in the whole 3 or 4 minutes after that was kind of impressive, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think it's impressive, but it really freaking isn't. After that incredible cutscene, we find out that Zhongli is actually Morax. Who could have ever predicted that? Like, no way. Also, during this, I found like my favorite voice line. High key, I don't know why it's so funny to me, but maybe it'll be funny to you guys as well. I don't know. And now, with our final talk with Zhongli, we finish Act 3 of Liyue. And now that is it for today. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and no, I will not be doing the G chamber quest since I'm already pretty close to AR 30 after this, and I'll probably forget to level up the Mappa Mari by the time I log in, but maybe I'll not, who knows. Now that is it for today. A final pull to let you off, and it is obviously a blue. Would be nice if it was a gold, but I did not think I had any pity on that. So, and the next one is as well nothing. Hope you guys like the video. Bye bye and see you later.